Your reasons for listening to the show, well, those are your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuddle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen. One-of-a-kind shades made to order by VaporShades.com. Vapor Shades designs the outer layer of the sunglasses just like a wrap on a car. They customize your sunglasses, marbling the paint. The end result is no two pair of sunglasses are alike. Yours will be completely unique to you. Check us out at VaporShades.com. Use promo code TUDDLE for 15% off your entire order. Get ready for your daily dose of Tuddle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuddle. Tuddle in Florida.
From the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
Anarchy! Anarchy! Anarchy!
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuddle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
Welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. My morning has actually been kind of busy. I had to take my dad to one of his eye appointments. And this is a thing that really pissed me off, is that he has to go back and actually see the same goddamn doctor he saw this morning on Monday. I asked, I was like, why can we not take care of this? Why can't we knock this bad boy out all in one hit? Because for some reason, even when my mom and dad moved over here to Oak Hill, they decided to keep all of their doctors over there. Hell, you know what? I really can't complain because I still drive my happy ass all the way over to Tampa every month when I need new prescriptions and stuff. So, guys, check out my website, Tuddle.net. That's Tuddle with two D's, Tuddle.net. My buddy Jason, he has got that website looking sleek as hell. So if you want to go there, you're going to be able to find every single place you can find me online. There's a couple of ways you can actually get a hold of me. You can email me, tuddle@gmail.com, or you can leave me a voicemail. Guys, like I've told you, I don't care if you hate me. If you want to call in and leave me a voicemail and tell me how much I suck, I welcome that. I really do. I'm not going to come hunt you down. I'm not going to dox you or anything. Everything is secure, and you can call and speak freely to me if you want to. 407-270-3044. Once again, that is 407-270-3044. All right, guys, so I am trying to multitask here, do some chores, and I'm gonna do something that I did a couple of weeks ago, and I got a lot of feedback on it. The poop ASMR, and if you didn't hear it, you're about to know what I'm talking about. Every week and a half, 2 weeks. By the way, I'm taking out the garbage right now, but about every week and a half, I have to empty out the shitter in the fifth wheel. Now, I've talked about this. A lot of people leave their tanks open all the time. That's a big no-no. You want the poop to sit in the water that's getting flushed down the toilet. You want it to mix with the urine, the poop, whatever it may be. I know that this is going to disgust a lot of people, but we don't put any of the toilet paper in the tank per se. We have a receptacle that we put all the poop toilet paper in. I know a lot of you guys think that is just, you probably think me and my family are a bunch of heathens. We might be, who knows? But why take a chance? I know the last trailer my parents had, they had a problem with the paper and stuff. I know they sell a certain type of paper that is good for the tanks in these fifth wheels. So I'm going to be dumping that. And the reason I call it poop ASMR is I release this little handle, and the handle opens up this valve, and gravity does all the work. That's why you want the tank to be filled up as much as you can. And the last time I did it, I got to see, because it runs down this long tube, and then I go down and I mic it up. And just to let you know, guys, so the first little part of it is going to be a little bit water, okay? But then at the end, you're going to start hearing the chunks, the fecal matter and stuff. But it's almost very, very relaxing. So here, I'm going to pull the lever now and get over to the exit valve. So here we go. Hold on. All right, so it is emptying now, and I want to come over here, and I'm going to be as quiet as possible as I can for you. Oh, I just heard a first chunk. Listen as the poop flows through the PVC pipe. Oh, here comes the chunks. Not as chunky as I remember last time. Anyways, that is poop ASMR. It might be a dumb bit. I've never heard it done on the radio. I've never heard it done on a podcast, so I'm just trying to be a trendsetter. All right, guys, so we do this every single year, and Miss Patty is the one that does all the play money gambling that we do here, okay? So I got to come talk to the pit boss. This is the pit boss over here. She's the one that's in control of everything. I have, and this is all like Monopoly money we're playing with, by the way. You know, it is. I just want to let you know, my listeners right now, this is all Monopoly money that we're playing with. But I told Miss Patty that I would come over and help her with the starting lineup. So I have the starting lineup here for you. All right, cool. So we're going to go over this stuff, and I will get back to you guys in just a few minutes, because I think that I owe the pit boss some money, and I don't want to break my legs before the end of the day, okay? Be back in a few seconds, guys. So I just got done helping the pit boss come up with the numbers here. So now I got to figure out, like, who are my drivers, though, on this Monopoly money that we're playing with. I think I had 28. Hold on, number 20, 28. Hold on. Oh, I got somebody named Joey Gas. Who wants a jobber like that, man? I got to figure out who my drivers are, because, all right, so 28. Oh, 18. What? 18. David Reagan, I mean, that's a good driver to have. And then what was the other one? 16. Corey LaJoy. Man, we got some crappy drivers. I don't know. I think, so David Reagan's going to be our best driver. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Pit Boss. I'll bring you the other $2 I owe so you do not break my legs.
I get
4? Oh yeah, I gotta get you some more. Yeah, I forgot, man. See, I'm everybody, like, I'm vouching for people on money and stuff, and now it's like, you know, you're gonna break my ankles. You're gonna hobble me like in that movie Misery, where Kathy Bates, like, yeah, I know, James Caan. Yeah. All right, guys. All right, now that I am gone and away from Pit Boss Patty, she is the one that just organizes all of the gambling. And this is all in parody, people. I'm just making jokes right now. But goddamn, I am so fortunate that I did not have a gambling problem, that I wasn't a degenerate gambler, because a lot of the snowbirds come down here and they just gamble. They try to find all the internet casinos around here. They all go to one place for a little bit. That one will get shut down or busted, and they'll move on to another one. And now, because I was telling them, and in my honest opinion, the Tampa Seminole Hard Rock Casino should be paying me. Paid. Yes, I should definitely be getting paid by them, because I have sent many of them in the direction of Tampa to be able to go to the Hard Rock Seminole Casino. And I got to tell you, they're doing such a great job. You know, I'm happy for them. The way that we just completely fucked over the Native Americans here in this country, I don't really feel bad at all that they got their land. I don't even know if the regular cops can even go on that land, that property. Because I know the Hard Rock Casino actually has their own police force, and I don't think that the sheriff's county can actually go in there. I don't think the local city police can, without permission from the tribe. And I'm interested. I don't think they pay any taxes on their earnings from that casino, and nor should they. They shouldn't. After what the Caucasians and the Europeans all did to them, hell yeah, they deserve every single thing they get. And I've directed a lot of these people over there because they are all gamblers. I don't know if it's like a northerner thing or north thing, but yeah, man, they play like, I mean, I would not be shocked if I saw a piece of cardboard laying up against a fifth wheel and they're throwing dice. Seriously, these people love to gamble. And we do these Daytona 500. We do the Super Bowl squares all the time. But we also do the Daytona 500. And Miss Pit Boss Patty, comes up with these poker chips. And they're numbered 1 through 40. And you pick out your chip before, well, I mean, it really doesn't matter. A lot of them pick beforehand, but they pick them out, and then whatever number. So say you pull number 12. You get the driver that starts in the 12th position after the dual races, which happened last night. Now, it's a pretty good payout. First place gets you $150. Second place gets you $75, and third gets you $50. My mom hit it big the one year that Trevor Bayne, the youngest winner of all time in the Daytona 500, and Mom, she cashed in. I know 150 doesn't sound like a lot, but it's not even about how much you win here. I think it's because these people just like winning. And that is the true sign of having a gambling problem, because you always want to chase that win. Gonna take a quick break. When I come back, I'm gonna talk about somebody from my past that I found out about. And it made me really, really sad. You're listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
He's a nerd,
I've only been arrested one time.
a radio personality,
Professionally, I'm not in the best position that I've ever been in.
and hot talk satirizer.
You would think with everything that's going on, a Caucasian like myself wouldn't be able to randomly talk to an African American or a minority.
You're listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Wish you could have just flown and had your vehicle arrive a day or two later so you can enjoy more time doing what's important to you? Well, you can. Just give Starfire Transport a call. Let the professionals do the driving while you're flying. Starfire Transport specializes in RV and auto transport. They'll also haul watercraft from boats to PWCs, cargo trailers, and more. Service available throughout the continental United States. So don't wait. Call Brian today at 574-349-4193 or 989-751-6106 for your next move. 10% off for veterans past or present. Also, make sure to tell them Tuddle sent you for an additional discount. That's Starfire Transport. Do you have something you want to say?
Hey, what kind of preacher is you?
Leave Tuddle a voicemail.
Cause you kind of ignorant.
Especially if you think he's being an asshole.
No-legged bitch.
Will your hurtful comments offend Tuddle?
No, baby.
Call the show at 407-270-3044.
No, baby.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. I'm actually recording outside today, and one of the reasons is that my power steering is starting to fail on my podcast studio, the beat up 2006 PT Cruiser. So I'm not running the air as much, and I don't want you to think like I'm complaining about the weather right now. I'm really not, but I'm just sitting out here underneath the tree by the staghorn fern, and I just wanted to talk about something. Yesterday I was just thinking about my baseball playing days, because I was doing all these stretches, and these are the same stretches that I've done all of my life that I learned from my pitching coach back in the day. Like, before we ever started, man, he would make me go through a routine. And when I was younger, when you were a young kid, you despise stretching. You're like, why am I even doing this? But the older and older you get, you realize, man, you got to have that mobility. Because if you do not use it, you lose it. So I do my stretches every day, and I was going over some of the old ones that my old pitching coach was teaching me. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm looking for content. My audience wants to know more about me, behind the scenes, how I was growing up. And, it would be great to talk to my old pitching coach. I was able to reach out to my high school baseball coach. He's actually still local right now, Lee McFarland. I think he's around the Spruce Creek area. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said, yeah, definitely. He's definitely going to come on this show. But my pitching coach, I don't even, you know what, I do know how we came upon him. Gordie Howe. Gordie Howe was a part of that DeLand Little League baseball team that made it to like the state finals. They might have went a little bit further, but we played them. They 10-run ruled us. They ripped our tits the whole game. We got the mercy rule put on us. And I think Gordie Howe's stepdad, dad, ended up passing along my soon-to-be pitching coach's phone number. So I looked him up yesterday, and he's a local guy now, or was a local guy, because I think you know where I'm going with this. Bob Sabra. Now, I know a lot of you people probably do not know who that is. But the guy played in the majors. He got to do something that I always dreamed of doing, being a pitcher in the majors. And I got to tell you, man, he taught me so much. He taught me how to simplify my mechanics. He talked to me about muscle memory, doing these things over and over and over again. Filming yourself, watching your mechanics. Because once you get those mechanics down where it becomes muscle memory, you don't even have to think about the physical part of it, because what you do is you visualize where the ball is going to go. I know that sounds very hippie-ish and stuff, but it is the truth. It really is. But Bob, man, he died last year, July of 2020. And it was not because of COVID. I don't want you guys to already automatically think that. It was not because of COVID. He ended up having multiple organ transplants, from what I read on the Wikipedia. But, I mean, the thing about it is you don't even know what to believe about Wikipedia or not. Anybody can go on there. Anybody can go on there and change things. But from what I'm hearing is that in 2012, he was diagnosed with hepatitis C, which he claims was contributed from sharing razors with teammates. I mean, it could easily happen. I mean, my mom has been dealing with it as well, too. But we know where she got it from. You know, I talked about the TTP she had. That back in the day, before they tested blood transfusions, they would just pump you full of blood, and that's it. That's exactly where my mom got it from. But I was really bummed out, man. You know, it's almost like a little bit of a wake-up call, because he was only 58 years old. He was a professional athlete. And I know a lot of you people want to say, well, baseball, they're not athletes. I can see your point on that. There's a lot of out-of-shape baseball players. A lot of players that could have broken so many records or played a lot longer, but they did not take care of themselves. But so I feel bad now, because I could have always reached out. It's not like my old pitching coach, Bob Sabra, was in another state. Fuck, he was living in the same county as I was. Why didn't I not look him up? You know, he bounced around from team to team, and he talked about it. He was actually on the Texas Rangers towards the end of Nolan Ryan's career. And everybody remembers, I mean, the 7 no-hitters that Nolan Ryan had, yes, everybody remembers that, but everybody remembers Robin Ventura getting the fuck beat out of him by Nolan Ryan on the mound. I mean, Robin Ventura was at the beginning of his career, and he was like, yep, I'm about to go out here, and I'm going to house this old man that just threw at me. And Ryan got him in a headlock, kind of like a noogie. Like you're going to give one of your friends a noogie, and just started wailing on him. It was one of the greatest things that I had ever saw in baseball, and that's even including seeing Cal Ripken Jr. break Lou Gehrig's consecutive game streak. But they're saying that Bob Sabra was the cause and the start of one of the worst and longest fights in Major League Baseball. It was the Expos versus the Seattle Mariners.
Tracy Jones, the batter, and Sabra hits him. Jones takes exception. And here they come.
All right, so did you hear that crowd? Now I know why the Roman Coliseum was as popular as it was back in the day, because those people went absolutely insane They lost their fucking minds once Bob Sabra rushed the pile. You know, a lot of these baseball games that you see in these fights that happen, they're really not that. I mean, they're mostly just pushing and shoving. And usually the pitcher, besides Nolan Ryan back in the day, would try to avoid all the fights. Sabra went head first, just like Superman dove right into the pile and started throwing haymakers. And this fight went on for 20 minutes. And a lot of you people want to ask, how did it happen? Well, I'll tell you exactly how it happened. You know exactly how it happened? Because one of the guys showed him up the batter before. They hit a home run off of Bob, and the guy stared him down, and he did the bat flip. That is a big, big no-no. Do you know in baseball, it's a game of respect? And in the very next pitch, Bob just headhunted somebody. Hit him right in the shoulder. Didn't hit him in the head. And then it was go time. It was like, yes, I'm likes the fight guy, and I'm going to hit you with this projectile, and I dare you to step up to me and the rest of my crew.
Jones and Surhoff going at it pretty good. This is not quite your run-of-the-mill baseball waltz.
And guys, I'm not saying anything bad about the TV broadcasters that are out there right now, but they don't have to try as hard as the radio people do. The radio people have to paint the picture for you. And for that guy to say, this is not your ordinary baseball fight waltz, I mean, that is just painting. That's some Picasso type shit when you're describing stuff like that. Now, it really bummed me out to be able to look at that. You know, don't forget about those people from your past, those friends. Because guess what? Regret is one of the biggest motherfuckers you're ever going to face in your life. Regret. And I got plenty of regret. Matter of fact, I got a big savings account of regret. And I regret not reaching out and just saying hello and thanking him for helping me. I reached out to his son, Ryan Sabra. He's a hitting coach for a minor league team, I think, out on the West Coast. And if he's up to it, I would love to be able to chat with him about his dad. And then I'm also going to get my my high school baseball coach, Lee McFarland, on. And I want to ask him, and I'm going to tell him, be honest, man. Be completely honest. I want to hear everything. And there's a lot of questions I'm going to ask him. I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be PG with it. But I just think that it would be an extremely interesting conversation. Going to take a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to go through an email of a listener that wants to be a co-host on the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
From the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp.
Man, maybe I would have way more sex partners in my life if I just threw caution to the wind.
It's the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Tuddle's Daily Podcast is brought to you by StitchYouUp.com. For your embroidery, screen printing, vinyl, and direct-to-garment printing needs, visit StitchYouUp.com. Stitch You Up specializes in custom caps, shirts, decals, and anything you want to personalize. Whether it's one item or large orders, they can handle any size. Unsure about what you want? Let Stitch You Up help you with your logo design. Visit StitchYouUp.com or contact them, Eric at StitchYouUp.com. Stitch You Up. Definitely not your grandma's embroidery. Nerd. Radio personality and hot talk satirizer. You're listening to the Tuddle Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Tuddle Daily Podcast, last segment of the day. But I want to get into a couple of stories. I've been noticing this as of late. You know, a lot of people love using these filters on Instagram. And, you know, they're great for the most part, but, you know, sometimes they overdo it. I don't think the women realize, or the guys, I don't want to just single out women, that they don't even realize that it looks almost cartoonish. But something that I noticed during the Super Bowl was this new filter they're using where it just focuses on the subject you're shooting and blurs the background. It's kind of like portrait mode for any of the Galaxy phones or the iPhones. But the technology still is not there, especially when it comes to the video, because I noticed during the Super Bowl when they were celebrating a touchdown and a lot of the players were together, it was having a hard time like differentiating. I know I just butchered that word, of a large amount of people. It's not there. Does it look good? Yes, it does. It really does. And the reason it looks so good is because it blurs the background, makes the the front part of the foreground, that it makes it look that much more focused, but it still screws up people's eyes a little bit. When I was watching the Super Bowl, I really wasn't even sure if I was watching the real thing or a Madden simulation, because that's actually how good it looked. And with them not having a lot of fans in the stands, I'm a poet, I didn't even know it on that one, but they were able to use so many other camera angles. I don't know if you remember back in the day, like the World Football League that they had, XFL, they all put cameras inside the helmet so you could actually feel the hits. I mean, it was pretty cool. It's gimmicky, but I really do feel like they are overusing that Focus app way too much, because it's not going to work when people are moving really, really fast. It's just not. The technology is not there yet. It will be, but just not yet. All right, so whenever I usually talk about a story, I look at having an angle, look at having an opinion. But I really don't even think I can even have an opinion on this next story I'm about to read. I'm just sharing it with you because I find it extremely interesting. And I've talked about this, guys. I don't think us as humans actually can wrap our minds around like infinity or large amounts of numbers. It just, our brains, it just can't handle it. You know, I talked about this last week or a couple of weeks ago about counting from 1 to a million. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. That would take you 31 days. Now, if you were to count from 1 to a billion, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. To get to a billion, you are going to be spending 31 years of your life. Now, don't even get me started going from 1 to a trillion, because you're talking over 3,000 years. But I found this next story very, very interesting. It's titled, COVID Mass. All the virus in the world would fit in a single Coke can. All the COVID-causing virus circulating in the world right now could easily fit inside a single cola can, according to calculations by a British mathematician whose sum exposes just how much devastation is caused by the minuscule viral particles. using global rates of new infections with the pandemic disease, coupled with estimations of viral loads, Bath University math expert Kit Yates, is Kit Yates, you think that's a guy or a girl? Because when I hear Kit Yates, I think of a hot, nerdy chick. Worked out there, and there are around 2 quintillion or 2 billion SARS-2 virus particles in the world at any one time. Detailing the steps in his calculations, Yates said he used the diameter of the SARS-CoV-2 at an average of about 100 nanometers or 100 billionth of a meter, and then figured out the volume of this spherical virus. So basically what they're trying to say is that the virus that has killed so many people right now, the virus that has basically shut down the United States of America, could all fit in a goddamn Coke can. You know, think about that, people. Us as humans, we think that we have evolved to a point where we are so smart, we are the dominating species in the world. No, we're not. Americans are nothing, or Americans, just humans. Humans are parasites. We are parasites here on the face of this planet. And I've talked about this. Get rid of any other species in the world, it's going to affect everybody else. And then the world is going to get worse. Because something that depended on that thing that's going extinct, or that has gone extinct, they're going to starve because that was their food source. Guess what happens if you remove all, I guess, 7.5 billion people that are on this planet right now? The earth would flourish. I mean, it would get better. The waters would get clear. The lands would come back. The nature would take back all the urban development. And it wouldn't take that long. And it would be a better place because all that we are right now is a parasite. We are draining and draining and draining. And I don't want you to think that I'm one of those big, like, Greta Thunberg or whatever. No, right now we're at a point where we really don't have much choice at all when it comes to that. I talked about this. America can do everything in their power to try to be green and change things, but it would not even make a dent in what India and China do on a daily basis. So, yes, I agree that the environment is important. I agree that planet Earth, it's not going to be here forever. No matter what we do, we're going to get swallowed up when our sun becomes a red giant, because it's going to get so big and it's going to expand and pretty much engulf planet Earth. We're going to be a just big molten rock that's going to get engulfed by our own sun in the future. So, yeah, we are nothing but a parasite. And all the viruses, when it comes to COVID right now, that could fit in a cola can, is going to take us all out. So, yeah, we are not the big swinging dicks here on planet Earth. That's just not the case. Hey, before I go, I want to take a little bit of time. I want to wish my man, Russ Rollins, not my man, like, oh, I'm his bitch or anything, but no, I just want to wish Russ Rollins a very, very happy birthday. I didn't know this. He actually shares the same day of birth, not the same year, with my dad's brother, Uncle Harold. And I sent out a little message to him. You wouldn't believe some of the people got upset that I did that. But guys, you know what though? It did me no good. It really did not do me any good to have enemies in radio. I said some very, very awful things about Russ. And luckily, I've been able to repair those burned down bridges that I had with him. And we talk every once in a while, and I sent out a message, but man, people were just upset that I would wish Russ a happy birthday. Guys, I mean, you guys can have your own opinion, but for me and what I'm trying to accomplish, and I don't want people to think the only reason that I'm being nice to Russ is because I'm trying to get somewhere. No, that's not it. Because there's a lot of shit that I did back in the day that is just unforgivable. But I wanted to be friends. Because, like it or not, Russ did so much for me in my radio career. Bubba the Love Sponge would have never known who I was. I would have never got hired on at the BRN for the last 10 years if it was not for my time being on a heritage FM talk radio station like Real Radio 104.1 in Orlando, working with the likes of Russ Rollins, Dirty Jim, Jim Colbert, Jack Bradshaw, Jim Phillips, Drew Garabo. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that is a part of my history that I cannot, I just can't deny it. So yeah, get mad at me all you want to, but right now, Russ did a lot for me. I kind of messed up. Oh, I know that I definitely did mess up. But I'm trying to repair those bridges. So, I just want to say, happy birthday, Russ. Hope it's a good one. Hope you and your wife are doing well. And if you ever need anything, you know how to reach out to me. Maybe we can get some Tuddle, doing some man on the street, getting out there and doing stuff for you guys, hustling. It's not like I'm asking to get paid. Guess what? Just pay me in plugs for the Tuddle Daily Podcast. All right, guys, getting out of here. Hope you enjoyed today's show, and I will talk to you, that's right, on Monday, because I don't do anything on the weekends anymore. Check out my live stream tonight starting at 7.
And that's the show for today. Thanks for listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Hey, don't be a dickhead. Do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to the show. Also, check out the Tuddle category at 315live.com. The Tuddle Daily Podcast is brought to you by the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp. You want some cool-ass sunglasses? Check out vaporshades.com. Also brought to you by Starfire Transport, StitchYouUp.com, PocketPairClub.com. Special thanks to show intern Hannah and Charlie Alamo for their contributions. Additional imaging and production is provided by CCA Productions. Facebook.com/CCA Productions Presents. Show voiceover service is brought to you by JCVoiceover.com. That guy's got a damn sexy voice. You should hire him. Check out jcvoiceover.com. If you want to help support the show, go to paypal.me/TuddleOnTheRadio. Comments? Concerns? Or do you just want to let Tuddle know he's being a dickhead? Tuddle@gmail.com. That's Tuddle with 2 Ds at gmail.com. Leave a voicemail at 407-270-3044. To follow all of Tuddle's social media, go to Tuddle.net. Thanks again for all your support, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
Hey, yo, Terry, what going on?